Welcome to the Weekly Ram presented by the Real Boston Rams. I'm your host, Tom Quinlan. The inaugural podcast episode of the Weekly Rams. So much to cover, so little time, but we begin this one on a somber note as we remember those affected directly by the Boston terror attacks just a week ago. This hits home. This is our city, and we're a part of this community, and we would like to send our condolences and prayers to everyone that was directly affected. Please keep up with our Facebook and Twitter pages to find out places where you can donate. OneFundBoston.com. That's OneFundBoston.com. That's where you can send your donations to those directly affected in those Boston Marathon attacks. And as I said earlier, please stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter and other social media sites to find out how else you can get involved. Moving on, though, to other business, I want to bring in the Director of Operations and Media for the Real Boston Rams, John Fonseca. John, thank you for joining me on the Ram.
Of course, Tom. Thanks for having me here. It's great. First podcast. I'm happy to be here and happy that we're doing this.
It is a great time for the Rams. It is a brand new season of soccer in the USL, and they welcome in their new member, the Real Boston Rams. And John, this is a team that has had a lot of excitement around it ever since news broke of its inception.
It was a long road to announcement, but I feel like we have the right people behind this. We've been doing nothing but fantastic things. The response from fans have been nothing but positive. It's great.
We want to thank you for liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, keeping up with us wherever you are on your cell phones, on your iPads. Trust me, this is a team that likes to be involved with you as much as you're involved with us. And, a team that's been involved with the Rams a lot recently, John, has been the New England Revolution. And the Revolutions and the Rams have announced a new partnership. It's been going around the MLS world. This is a revolutionary movement, no pun intended, by the New England Revs.
Honestly, how awesome is it? We're a first-year team, and we come in here, we get a partnership with the Revolution. Our backroom staff worked day and night. John Barada, our general manager, Mike Madden, our president, Pete Mendel, assistant GM, assistant coach. Everybody has worked day and night to get this deal done, and it was signed, sealed, delivered. And basically what's going to happen is it gives the Revolution the chance to monitor their top academy players that they're hoping will end up becoming Revolution players once they're done with their college. Now, before this, their players would move on to other PDL teams throughout the nation. Now they have a place to call home, and it's with us, Real Boston Rams, and we are incredibly thrilled to have their top academy players playing for the Rams, and, we're hoping this partnership will evolve into something much bigger, and we're just incredibly delighted to be a part of the Revolution family.
Now, how can this extend to the major league level? You talk about a lot of these kids coming here and training with the Rams. Does their production and does their work effort here with the Rams now, could that produce their appearances in an MLS game come 2-3 years down the road, John?
I'm hoping so, because what we're planning on happening is, and what's, essentially supposed to happen, is they send us their academy players and a coach or two to attend every single one of our tryouts, practices, and games. And from there, their coaches get to monitor not only their Revolution players, but our players as well. So this way, our players are always under the eye of somebody at the Revolution that they can pick up. Maybe our players will get invited into a preseason camp. Maybe they'll get invited to play with the reserves. There were a few players in the PDL last year that got invited to play with the Revs reserves, and that's what we're hoping to accomplish is some of our players get called up. How fantastic would it be to have an unknown player all of a sudden be a part of Real Boston because they did fantastic at the tryouts, and now the Revolution snapped them up and they're playing MLS. Now, that would be amazing.
Is there anybody else in the nation that's doing this right now? Is there any other MLS club that you can think of that has this type of affiliate that really, this is groundbreaking in the sense of player development in the soccer world here in America?
There's a few teams. You have the Portland Timbers have a U23. I think the Seattle Sounders and Vancouver have U23 teams that compete in the PDL. Obviously, it's great for them because they get to send their youth directly to a Portland U23 team that competes in the PDL. I don't think in this region there's anybody who has done this so far, which is obviously huge for us, and we're hoping it's huge for the players throughout New England.
And it gets them some great exposure and some great learning skills. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a reserve player or one of the main men on the roster. You're getting the experience and really a bang for your buck when you come in with this Real Boston Rams organization, especially everything they're doing, which is what you've said has been fantastic and just, positive news all along. And, come on May 11th, Saturday, May 11th at Moscato Stadium in Easton, Massachusetts, when the Real Boston Rams open up against their new rival, CFC Azul. They will sure to be showing, what is the future of the Revs and really what is the now of the Rams. And it really is an exciting time for John Barada, the general manager, and Jimmy Costa, the manager and the man at the helm for the Real Boston Rams this year.
CFC, great people. I've gotten the chance to know them very well. I wish them nothing but the best in the season. I already told them, best out of 3. If they beat us twice, I'll wear a CFC jersey. And I expect Robin, the GM of CFC, to wear a Boston Rams jersey if we beat them best 2 out of 3.
A friendly little wager here between the Rams and the
That's right.
CFC Azul. 2 clubs that will sure to be great rivals out on the pitch this season and off the pitch as well. The chatter should be great between the 2 clubs. John, thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of the season and coming on to the Weekly Ram.
Awesome.
All right. Just another note, make sure to check out the Real Boston Rams website, Facebook page for updates. Coming up on Sunday, May 5th, you can catch the Real Boston Rams against the Newtown Men Soccer Club in Newtown, Connecticut at Newtown High School, 7 p.m. Sunday, May 5th. Those 2 clubs will take on each other in a charity event in the preseason for the Rams. It is going to be a great night, just bringing together everybody and just showing support in the Newtown community that was so deeply affected by that horrible tragedy in December of 2012. Should be a fun night. That does it for the first edition of the Weekly Ram. Coming up over the course of the next couple of weeks leading up to opening night, we'll be talking to players, coaches, and other team personnel to get you ready for the 2013 inaugural season of the Real Boston Rams. Make sure to stay tuned to the Facebook, Twitter, Vine, and YouTube pages for the most in-depth analysis of what's going on with your Real Boston Rams. I'm Tom Quinlan. This has been the Weekly Ram. We'll see you next time, everybody.